There's an open house underway at Barton Springs Pool right now. An open house kicking off the city of Austin's attempt to keep the pool open to the public for the next 20 years. Because Barton Springs is home to endangered salamanders, the city needs a permit from the federal government to allow people into the water. Jim Swift tells us the current permit is about to expire and there's no guarantee a new one will be granted.
The 15-year U.S. Fish and Wildlife Department permit that allows people into the cold and refreshing Barton Springs water will expire in October of 2013. But the process of applying for a new one takes time. So the city wants the first draft of its renewal application ready by the end of this year.
What we want is to hear ideas from the public, because we can't think of everything.
The city needs the federal blessing because people share the pool with Barton Creek and blind Austin salamanders, members of endangered species that live nowhere else on the planet. Since the first federal permit was issued in 1998, the average number of Barton Springs salamanders in the pool has jumped from just under 20 to 55. And at another nearby spring, those numbers jumped from around 10 salamanders to a high of over 1,200. The current number in that spring hovers between 400 and 500.
The numbers of salamanders on average have gone up, and that's a good thing. And it's part of why I have a lot of confidence that this permit renewal is going to go just fine with Fish and Wildlife, because we can show that we've made improvements.
On the other hand,
it's not a guarantee that we will get it renewed. We're starting very early to make sure that we have everything done on time, that we can keep the pool open. But obviously, with any permitting process, there is an element of uncertainty.
One thing, though, is certain. With the new permit will come some changes, including perhaps alterations to the dams at each end of the pool to allow heavy floodwaters to wash through the basin instead of just dumping more debris on the pool itself. But job number one is to protect the salamander.
The health of the salamander is really representative of the health of the whole Edwards Aquifer, or this portion of it, and all of the Central Texas Hill Country that we care about. And some of the actions that humans do in that environment are irrevocable. So that's why we have to be very careful with everything that we do in this extremely sensitive environment.
Jim Swift, KXAN News.
You can tell the city what you want that new permit to require by heading on down to tonight's open house at Barton Springs. It lasts until 8 o'clock tonight. That's over at the Splash Exhibit Center next to the pool. And you can also study the issues and offer your thoughts by email through a link that we have set up for you on our website. Find that with this story on the local news tab at KXAN.com.